good. Puts a shot away. It's another super goal.
Welcome back, everybody, pitchside. England have won this one 22 points to 6. There's a little bit of an arm wrestle at the start, but England ran away with it in the end.
Champions, the London Monarchs. Winners of 2018.
Well done, boys, let's give it up. Go on, lads. Welcome to the glorious sunshine of the Allianz Sevens, where we have got wall-to-wall rugby and one hell of a party coming at you all weekend.
The whole vibe here has changed from last year. It's got more of a massive festival thing now as well. Bigger, better, and rugby's really good as well.
So burgers, beers, good vibes, plenty of top rugby, so get yourself down here to the Allianz Sevens 2019.
It's there, just going quite close. Well, good evening, everybody, and welcome to North London and to the home of the European and Premiership champions Saracens. We are at Allianz Park for a series, the start of a series of schoolboy rugby matches across the season, and the first one up. It's being billed as the classic match. It's between Haileybury and it's between Llandovery College in Wales. On screen, it is the Welsh college which has lined up there in the white shirts, playing right to left to begin with, and Haileybury still just outside of our picture in their huddle with the last moments being gathered before they go into battle. It's an England versus Wales clash. It's schoolboy rugby at the start of the season, which is being taken oh so seriously. And we may be far from Japan, but under the lights here at Allianz Park, there is a level of professionalism and seriousness with which these players are taking to the field tonight, which is reminiscent of the World Cup, which many of us have been watching over the last couple of days, and over the next 6 weeks it will continue. But tonight we are dotting down into schoolboy rugby, and it will be Llandovery College who kick us off. A scene you don't often get to see of Allianz Park from the main stand. Looking back, you can just see where we are in North London. It's a nice evening. The weather is quite inclement, actually. It's warm and normally under the lights here at Allianz Park. Used to biting cold, but that is not the temperature which we're experiencing tonight. Bodes for a good game of running rugby. So, Llandovery College from Carmarthenshire about to get us underway. So here we go, the start of the classic match, and a little bit of history, we believe, as well, with these two schools not having met each other before. Good start by Archie Hughes, the scrum half for Llandovery College. And he gets his hands on the ball again. Hughes having words with the referee earlier tonight just to make sure that he's onside and he's able to keep his forward pack onside as well. And it's an open start to begin with. It's good tracking back from Haileybury. Haileybury in those maroon and white shirts. Lit up here in North London. Such a big stage for these pupils to play on. 16, 17 years old in the main. And the Welsh way already being found by Llandovery. Good run down the left wing by Lewis Rees. Now this is Fred Nicholson. Hughes again, the scrum half. Continuous passage of play so far to begin this match. And we mentioned that it's billed as the classic match. That's, I guess, what always accompanies an England versus Wales encounter. That sort of billing, and that's a nice cultured left boot over the top. Chance early on for Llandovery to put down. Maybe they have. It's been given. Right in the corner at the start. 2.5 minutes into the match. And Llandovery with a continuous passage of play resulting in a try. Quite a beginning for the Welsh College. And watching all of that alongside me, I am joined up here in the gods at Allianz Park by Matt Hankin, Master in charge of rugby at Haileybury College and former Saracens player, Bedford, England under-20s as well. Matt, you know all about what it's like to progress through schoolboy rugby. And this match, and let's begin with the try, a good start for the team playing against your boys.
Yeah, great start, thank you. I don't think there was much wrong with what Haileybury could have done there. Slightly unfortunate, good start, good line speed. Maybe the fullback slightly out of position there in the corner, but those sort of bounces, you've got to take your luck sometimes. So fair play to Llandovery. They're doing well. Their structure looks good, and it's always going to be a tough fight against a Welsh team.
As the conversion just glances away to the left-hand side of the post, 5 points to 0 to Llandovery. It was a good start, wasn't it? And the speed shown there by the winger, and I think it may have been Lewis Rees who scampered in, but yeah, almost to the point where you have to check yourself and see whether he was onside. He was that quick.
It's always hard when you're chasing back as a winger defensively. You know, the attacking winger's always got the front foot as he's going forward. So to turn and chase back, you're always at a disadvantage to some extent. So just unlucky with the bounce there, but a good try.
And Haileybury now with their first chance to attack. Long kick downfield as well. Haileybury's scrum half, Harry Jinks, finds his hooker, Manuel Arroya. And they'll have a penalty just inside their own half. Pace kept high. And he's Kivindoyo, who's gone over halfway. Now the next carry, Giwa McNeil. Little chance opening up, but the door firmly shut by Joe Coop Franklin. A little bit of space here for Haileybury. And the Route 1 option taken. Standing tall in the tackle was Tomas Davis, the outside half for the Welsh College. A busy night for him, one would imagine, in the number 10 channel. And Llandovery have gone to work, not just in attack, but in defence as well. Strong defence, Matt, but Haileybury's attack, what do you make of it so far?
Yeah, good structure. I think they just need to get support to their ball carrier a little bit quicker there. It's unfortunate. I mean, Llandovery really quick over the ball there, so it's quite hard if you lose the race to the ruck, then you're making your life hard. So that's tough to take. I think they were getting a bit of momentum there, so it's just stopped them a little bit in their tracks. But hopefully they can have another good defensive set and get the ball back this time.
Well, almost stolen the line out. It may come back on their side, but snaffled again by Toby Barnfield-Lee, the open side flanker. It's good defensive line speed from Haileybury. Trying to shut down Llandovery as quickly as possible. We've seen what happens when they have a run of things. 5 points to nothing here at Allianz Park to Llandovery College. If you're just tuning in and joining our coverage here, we're delighted to have you. And it was interesting, Matt, just before the match, great access to the coaching staff from Haileybury and Ben Sadler. I think the backs coach just saying that, yeah, it is early in the season and they're looking to play a bit of territory. They've had a bit of disruption in their backs, a couple of new centres being combined, and it's never easy at the start of the season to get a phase of play going. So this match very much in the context of a longer season to come.
Yeah, sure, and they've started really well. Haileybury have won all their games so far, so they're just starting to build that sort of cohesion and have that the players playing together. So, but they're good enough players to play out of position, and I think you can see that now. The skill set's high, so it doesn't matter where you play. I think as long as you've got that sort of foundations there, and that comes from the coaching staff around them, and they're doing a good job. So, excited to see the rest of this game.
Two new faces in the centres, Harry West and Ollie Firth. Harry West having been moved out of the pack to take his place in inside centre in the number 12 jersey, and then Ollie Firth being moved inwards from the wing. So they are the two new centres for Haileybury. And they may well get tested out here in a defensive capacity with Llandovery in an inviting position. And Davis gets the back line moving. Big hit in midfield, and it was on West, and he stands up well, the inside centre. Unfortunate bounce back into the face of Tomas Davis. So Haileybury, good chance here. Harry Jinks.
That's a good decision from the coaching team as well to put Harry West at 12. You know, he's a back row by nature, so those sort of tackles, that's what he's there for. If anyone comes down his channel, he's going to stand up nice and strong, and that's what they want. So that's brilliant from Harry. Good defence there.
And actually, I guess with Suleiman Hartzenberg, I think it was, coming down his channel, he ran a straight line, just what someone in a new defensive position who's come from the back row would probably enjoy. There wasn't too much hijinks going on.
No, it wasn't much to test him there. Those are the sort of tackles I used to enjoy as well. So I think if someone's running straight at you, it's almost like a one-on-one test. See who can get, see who can get one over. So that was good.
Matt Hankin, the coach, I'm going to say, Matt, of under-15s at Haileybury College. Very good to have your company, and obviously formerly of the Saracens parish. Good hands again, although this time numbers back for Haileybury. Lewis Rees again, though, with showing some speed on the left wing. So Jinks. Now he gets
just needs some more support here. Needs a bit more support.
Jinks shapes right, then goes left. Alwyn puts it in behind and chasing up well. It's good covering though from Ollie Fish. And after that opening exchange, opening 2 minutes or so, resulting in a try for Llandovery, it's been fairly even pickings. That's taken out of the lights well by Archie Hughes. And he finds a touch just over halfway. So we'll reset from that position. 5 points to 0 to Llandovery at Allianz Park against Haileybury College. England versus Wales clash of sorts. Lovely straight throw, but it's not found the right jumper. A little few errors on both sides, really, but completely understandable. And I imagine that the philosophy at Haileybury, as I'm sure it is at Llandovery College, is to try and make mistakes. You don't want perfect rugby, you've got to be pushing yourself to try new things, and that kind of environment to create where mistakes aren't seen as anything too serious is an important one.
Yeah, of course, and you can see for both teams the line-out isn't quite functioning at the moment, whether that's a missed lift or a missed throw, but it's something that you want to, I mean, you don't want to see, but it's something you can go away and work on, and these are easy, almost easy fixes as long as you just keep practicing. So it's you don't want the mistakes, but it's good to have them to improve always.
It will be interesting to see how that problem is solved by the players out on the pitch, because Ben Sadler was saying that that's what they want to create in the first team for Haileybury, is players who can work out why something's gone wrong and then fix it for the next time. So an early test of that in this first half.
Yeah, definitely. You need leaders within the team. You need people to have that cool head for when things aren't always going your way. You need someone to say, right, let's go, let's start again. Okay, get rid of the negatives and keep trying and push and be a bit positive. Here we go. There's a good break here. Fantastic. We just need the support now. Quick ball. Brilliant. It's good play.
Taken on by Gilwan McNeil, the loose head prop. It's good. It's passing from the forwards as well. Lovely out the ball and over the 22. It's good play from the lock forwards combining and then picked on. Better phase of play this from Haileybury. Starting to fire now. The boys in maroon and white. Chance again for Manuel Arroya, one of the big carriers in the Haileybury team. Nifty step there from Harry Jinks, but the referee's whistle had gone. Zach Burke, the tight head, taking or looking to take a sneaky one.
Just blowing there for playing the 9, I think, but I think we're slightly fortunate there. We only had one man to the ruck. We cleared the threat, but then, I mean, there was no one there, so as soon as he picked the ball up, in my eyes, he may well have been able to tackle the 9. It was in play, so we're slightly fortunate there, I think. But it was great play to get where we were. We're in a good position now to take the point, so that's good.
First chance from the tee, and to reduce the deficit to 2 points. Llandovery leading 5-0 after an opening try in the corner. And this is Will Reid lining up the kick. And under the pressure of playing on a Premiership pitch, under the lights, it is 3 points for Haileybury. They're on the scoreboard. And the Hertfordshire school reduce the deficit to 2. Will Reid with the first points. And now one of the things which will be interesting to see across the course of the season is the tweaks in refereeing that are happening at this level. And has there been any advice from the local society of referees or those on the circuit for schools about how things are changing slightly at schoolboy level as well?
Not from my side so much. I think there's a couple of new rules coming in terms of everyone on the bench has to play a half. I don't know how that is going to be policed, and I don't know if refs are going to police that as well. But I think that's just an onus on the coaches, the school coaches themselves, to be honest with themselves and the team they're in, and obviously the team they're against, just to adhere by those sort of rules. But no, there's not too much coming from the refs themselves at the moment from my side. But I think the ref at the moment is doing quite a good job.
It is a constantly moving picture with refereeing these days. All the focus on it during the World Cup as well. It's difficult for everyone to keep up, but
yeah, it's tough. Refereeing's tough. I've done it once or twice, and not everyone is gonna agree with some of your decisions. So, and I know there was a bit of speculation in the South Africa-New Zealand game. I saw that, and it's always tough. It's always tough to be consistent sometimes.
All eyes on Kevin Charman again, our referee from the Hertfordshire Society of Referees, as there is an injury to the Llandovery player Fred Nicholson. And so play stopped for a moment. I'm focusing just on that restart. It was cleanly away from Haileybury, taking it out of the lights here and trying to move things down the blind side.
It's a great experience for the boys. It's a great place to be. You know, the pitch is perfect. It's pristine on the 4G pitch. So under the floodlights, with school support here as well. It's a good experience for them, and it's a nice big pitch. They can all express themselves and show what they can do. There's no game for Haileybury this weekend, so they can really let everything out of the locker today. And it's good for me to watch. I don't always get to watch them because I'm with my boys, so it's nice for me, and we're looking good.
It is 3 wins from 3 for Haileybury coming into this match. And Llandovery are 1 win from 2 games, as warm applause around Allianz Park for Fred Nicholson with a injury to what looks like a shoulder or elbow. There's been quite a few injuries for Haileybury and Llandovery already in the season. Never good to see, but so often it is the way, at the start of a season particularly. And there are 5 names in the Haileybury team who haven't been able to take the field tonight. There's some real talent as well that's missing out on this opportunity at Allianz Park. The likes of Jake Ratcliffe, Luke Pelledri, Henry Tripp, Harvey Smith and Phoenix Healy all here tonight to support their teammates, but unable to join them in action. A couple of concussions and busted jaw, a bad shoulder as well, so 2 dislocations, I believe. It is, at this age, starts to become much more physical, and so important that amongst that physicality, the skills maintain such an importance, and they always will, with schools like Llandovery and Haileybury. Such a long history in the sport, really. Trying to play the way out of trouble here, though, and finding a little bit more of it. Scrum in the centre of the field to Haileybury. Great opportunity, man.
Good pressure that comes from line speed. We talk about, you know, going and getting the ball back, hunt for the ball, and just a little bit of line speed, a little bit of pressure caught in an attacker's eye, and it can cause a small mistake like that. And now Haileybury in a very good position now to attack.
We're in a place which knows a little bit about line speed, and I'm sure you're been drilled into you throughout your career, Matt, but yeah, it's so valuable. So in the centre of the pitch in Haileybury, with 4 backs stacked away to the left, Jinks goes to them, finds Allwyn. Now into the centres, but the defence is strong. Knocked back by Suleiman Hartzenberg. Now again with Gilwan McNeil. Now his fellow prop, Zach Burke, shrugs off one and then shows good footwork, the tight head.
Quick ball right if we can.
Yeah, there's certainly numbers away to the right. It's taken into contact. did expect to see quite a lot of balls off 10 and 9 at the start of the season as patterns begin to form. That's lovely from Haileybury. On to number 8 and captain Callum McGurk. Shrugged away. This is strong carrying indeed from Haileybury. Now to the boot they go in the skies. Lewis Orwin has found a little bit of space. It's booted on and picked up. Great chance for Llandovery. They'll be called back.
Unfortunate. I think it would have been better to just keep that in hand just for a couple more phases there. We had numbers on numerous occasions, so I think we were just starting to suck Llandovery. So I think maybe just hold on to that ball, just build more pressure there, but it's great.
The upshot, another penalty and a chance to take the lead for Haileybury and for Will Reid. An additionally trickier angle than where he scored his first 3 points from earlier tonight. 15 metres to the side or so of the right hand upright on his right. This for the lead for Haileybury at Allianz Park. And Will Reid strokes it through. Haileybury take the lead 6 points to 5 against Llandovery College, and all those points coming from the boot of Will Reid.
Go, Kiwa, let's go, Kiwa. Keep the pressure on them, keep the pressure on now. Don't let them in. Go, Kiwa.
To the box kick. And just going to bounce nicely for Haileybury. All of a sudden, play starting to go the way of the Hertfordshire school, the locals in this context by 300 or 400 miles. Llandovery based just to the north west of the Brecon Beacons, really in the shadows of the Brecon Beacons, a picturesque place to attend school and to progress a rugby career. But having said that, so too Haileybury. No mean feat their grounds either. Lovely place. And it has been a place which has produced internationals, Jamie George, Nick Ezekwe, to name 2 recent ones. And Matt Hankin as well, England under 20 caps in the back pocket for yourself, Matt.
A while ago, mind.
Oh, they count and they last forever. Big fend. Shrugged off. It's powerful from Llandovery's open side flanker, Toby Barnfield-Lee, and this is good hands as well. Put on the toe. Just taken out in the process of kicking. Nothing wrong with that, so Haileybury will counter. Tariq Wild, who has real wheels there, and Llandovery did well to track him. Turn of a ball. Llandovery with fiendish work on the floor. So here goes Hughes. Still going, scrum half. That's intercepted, well read.
Just 10, boys, just 10.
It's a penalty opportunity now for Llandovery to retake the lead. Ollie Rayner lining up the kick. And the kicking is good. Ollie Rayner takes the lead back for Llandovery College, 8 points to 6. The Welsh College back in front. So 8-6, lead changing hands, punch and counter punch at the moment this game. And we should say that throughout the course of the first 20 minutes or so, we believe there may have been a change of shirts before kickoff, and Harry Reid is not the scorer of those points. It's actually Jack Barnes, but forgive us if that's the case. This is a wonderful run coming upfield from Llandovery. The ball spills forward though, just in contact. The referee's happy with it, so turnover to Haileybury. Great run from Suleiman Hartzenberg. And Haileybury elect to clear their lines. Taken by Rayner. Now this is Louis Rees. It's been a live wire in these opening exchanges. Kept alive by Davis, and that's delightfully out of the fingertips. Well, fair call for you there, Matt. We only have one shot at looking at it, but
yeah, it's one of those things refs are looking for now. As soon as legs are above the horizontal, it's off. Whether it's he's talking to the touch just now, whether it's a yellow. Sometimes, if it's not intentional, but if it sometimes things are like they're coming down on it hard, and rightly so. But sometimes in the heat of the moment, like there, you can see Callum probably didn't really mean to do it, but you've got to play by the rules now, and that could be a yellow card. So we'll see what comes of it.
yeah, may well have just lodged in the mind of Kevin Charman for later on, and an accumulative yellow card perhaps. We'll see, but not for now. Time is off though.
It's tough, I think a game like this, Haileybury are getting some momentum, and then they lose the ball, and I think frustration is starting to build, and you can see that, and I think that's where that's coming from. It's not out of malice, you know. I know Callum well, and he's a nice guy.
On the 10-yard line, boys, on the 10-yard! On the 10-yard!
Okay, this is me talking about the game.
Big carry back on after the kick not finding touch.
So it's now square to my face. Yeah. Okay, it's there. All right, no problem. Yeah.
So penalty to Haileybury, which has been having a few technical difficulties up there in the gantry, so excuse us for a couple of moments of silence if that's what came through, but we're back on, and Matt Hankin, you are back online as well.
I am, great. Not always a bad thing hearing me drone on, so...
It's the voice of Matt Hankin here in commentary, former Saracens player and on the coaching staff at Haileybury College now. That's a good kick to touch, and Haileybury with good field position over the course of this match so far, probably field position wise, has been on the side of Haileybury. They trail by 2 points. It's 8-6 to Llandovery, courtesy of an early try and a penalty versus the 2 penalties scored by Haileybury. Throwing into this line-out, Eamon Osibor. It's a very decently sized pack that Haileybury have brought here tonight, despite some of their injuries that they do have. Very capable of squeezing the life out of their opponents, and here goes Joubert. Big carry from the number 5, looks to get the offload as well. It's carried on by Kivindo. Great support from the blind side. Now Jinx again has more runners coming his way, and that's wonderfully out the tackle. Haileybury on the score sheets and under the sticks.
Good support line there, good carry. I think the main thing there is we're running at space. We're running in between defenders, so we get that extra over the gain line. Good support line there and under the post. That's great, brilliant.
And what about the celebration, Matt Hankey? Did you catch it?
Not quite, I missed it actually. I think I'm just on the wrong side of the post there if it was under the post, but could you reenact it for me?
For an audience of one, I'll do it later for you, but it was good, it was good.
Let's hope we see another try then.
Well, Haileybury really bursting to life. And the opening run made by Joubert, and then the cavalry arrived in the shape of Kivindo. I think it was Cavalry Warby possibly involved in the follow-up carries. It was good link play from Harry Jinks. Now to go 3 from 3 in terms of success from the tee. Haileybury in charge with their first try of the game. 7 points taken. And it takes their lead and the score to 13 points to 8. And a try worthy of taking the lead. Now that's a kind of all-court game, I guess, which come the end of the season you might be expected to see, but earlier in the season it's really encouraging signs.
Yeah, definitely, and if we're doing that now, this time of the season, 4th game in, it's good. We can only improve from that, and if that's the standard we're setting so early on, then it's really encouraging sign for the coaches and for the team as a whole.
Llandovery with the ball back in their hands, well taken out of almost the assistant referee's clutches with a big left hand from Lewis Rees. Superb skills from the left winger.
Be careful there, just diving off the feet.
And here goes Hughes, the live wire scrum half, and he feeds Smithfield. It's good counter-rucking from Haileybury. Strength through the middle again by Joubert. Evasion shown from James Morton, and then good hands from the open side, Barnfield Lee. Hack forward. Haileybury with good defence to shut that down.
We just got to be careful there that we're not rushing off the line individually. We caused that gap just from rushing there, and maybe quite fortunate that that ball didn't go to hand. But again, if our line speed's like that, we all need to be doing it at the same time. So again, maybe that's something that we can look at.
Well up, boys, keep it going.
Well, the upshot being a penalty and an extra gain of 15 metres or so. And Matt, in your playing days, when you were playing out here, was it a surface you relished in the atmosphere on match day?
The surface is different. It's interesting. On a hot day, it's not as nice. You tend to get a lot of burns and a lot of things like that on your elbows and knees that never seem to go away. But it's great for running rugby. It keeps the game nice and quick, and I think that's what we're seeing tonight. From a spectator's point of view, that's brilliant because that's what you want to see. And as a player, that's what you want as well. So it's quite hard ground. It can stiffen your back up a little bit. But apart from that, it is enjoyable, especially the setting it's in.
Here we are in the lush grounds here in Hendon, Greenlands Lane. And wonderful community use of this pitch as well, possibly one of the most brilliant aspects about here at Allianz Park. It can be used 7 days a week, and such a posting really for schools rugby. Semi-finals of the Schools Cup held here, finals sometimes as well. It's developing as an excellent stadium for rugby from the elite level all the way down to community level, minis, juniors, schoolboys and schoolgirls as well. Llandovery looking to work their way back into this half, really. Started with the perfect opening and scored a try after 2.5 minutes.
Seven at this age.
But Michael Owen's team, Haileybury, former Welsh number 8, of course, Michael Owen, they've come there right back into it. And to be leading 13-8, I'm sure represents very good going at this stage in the season, but also at this stage in the half, given how it's gone. Stealing the line-out, though, by Barnfield Lee. Haileybury with a disorganised defence to run at. Now back on the side of Haileybury, though. The maroon and white shirts use their power runners. It's a good gain of ground, 10 metres or so. Allows Jinx to set up play again, but time a knock-on. Archie Hughes spots a bit of space in behind and has runners to chase. One of them is Rayner. Tariq Wilds goes to the skies. First start at fullback for the lower six. Tariq Wild, that's a powerful run. Bursting through the clutches of two Haileybury defenders. On the 22 are Llandovery, but the defence is good, and it's that line speed, Matt, which you picked out earlier on, which has done the job there.
Yeah, I think that's what we're doing really well at the moment is, you know, if Llandovery are turning the ball over or we make a mistake, our reaction to get set and get organised and get off the line is what's really keeping us, you know, in the game and keeping our possession a lot higher than Llandovery at the moment. We're winning the territory battle at the moment as well. So if we carry on like this, I think Llandovery might just run out of steam towards the end of the game.
It's very difficult to see the form guide and see where this match may have gone, given the lack of playing time which the two schools have against each other in the past. Not traditional rivals at all. I'm sure they've met across the fields of Roslyn Park at the Sevens on several occasions. It's lovely from the Welsh College. That was shut down well by the right winger. But potentially lucky not to be a deliberate knockout.
Yeah, I think maybe could have gone either way, but I think Jack there was committed to the tackle, so the ref made his call, and we have to react to that.
Well, certainly some sort of intervention needed, because Llandovery were lurking. It was good shape to where the supporting runners were coming from. And if any of your boys in the under-15s, Matt, have been watching tonight so far, what's particularly impressed you about some of the Haileybury first 15 tonight? Some of the things they're doing, maybe tactically, but also individually as athletes?
I think definitely the support play at the moment has been great in terms of the linking play. I think what the under-15s lack at the moment is the support to the rucks. We need to get a lot better at that. Here the ref just changed his decision, so it was a slap down. But no, I think a lot of our boys can really look up to some of the boys out here now. Line speed especially is huge, and width in defence is something that younger ages struggle with. So there's definitely a lot of points that they can take from this game.
And is that maintaining width in defence?
Yeah, it's making sure that you've got the right spacing, the right sort of numbers on feet, and you can feel the field. You find a lot at younger ages, they're constantly looking in towards where the ball is, and slowly they creep in, and they find they lose their width. And it can be 2 or 3 passes, and you've almost taken out 6 men in defence. So I think it's massively important that they can catch on to that as soon as possible.
There are skill sets amongst this Llandovery College team that would be able to expose gaps like that for certain. So it was a very organised defence from Haileybury, which they're putting up today. So that will be half-time, and a half which started at a fair pace for Llandovery College from Wales. They got the first try. had the early lead, but slowly Haileybury pegged them back, taking a 6-5 lead, and then when they were behind again, they came up with a superb score under the sticks, and at half-time it is Haileybury College 13, Llandovery College 8, and an enjoyable half of rugby for us up here at the top of the Allianz Park stand, Matt.
Yeah, great, good scenes, good atmosphere and good support as well for the boys. So I really think we're winning that defensive battle at the moment, and I think that's what's keeping us in the game as well. So that's great.
Well, the two teams have a little bit of respite under the lights, so time for both coaches. And in the Llandovery corner, led by Nathan Thomas, former Welsh international, former Bath player as well, full of experience. He's the one with slightly more grey hairs, just to the left of Jed Evans, who is the backs coach, just giving his words of advice on what he's noted. But we have our own brains trust up here in the stand, and Matt, what would you say from a Llandovery College perspective? Where do you see they could get back into the game?
I think maybe holding their depth a little bit more in attack. Maybe they're getting a bit too flat, and that's why Haileybury are putting them under pressure. But definitely, I think they just need to build on the phases that they have. They're getting good go forward, but they're not winning that territory battle at the moment. So if they can win that, stay in our half, and they might just start to capitalise on that as well. So I think for them, they're still in it, they're still in the game. They're definitely not going to put their head down. Welsh teams notoriously go to the end, so we've really got to keep our wits about us and make sure that we still keep up our same sort of philosophy and get off the line.
Well, whilst the two teams do discuss matters and prepare for the second half, do stay with us here. We are going to be live for the second half of Llandovery College against Haileybury College. It'll be starting in just a moment, but we have time for a brief pause in transmission.
Allowed to play off, puts a shot away, and it's just another super goal.
Welcome back, everybody, pitchside. England have won this one 22 points to 6. There's a little bit of an arm wrestle at the start, but England ran away with it in the end.
Callum's looking for Godfrey. Callum got Godfrey. It's Stephen Godfrey. He's at the 5, the 4, the end zone. Stephen Godfrey.
Your 2018 champions, the London Monarchs. Winners of 2018.
Well done, boys. Let's give it up. Go on, lads.
back to Allianz Park. A very brief half-time turnaround for both sets of players, but Haileybury and Llandovery College ready for the off, and I think it is just the assistant referees and the referees who we are waiting for. And the scrum half for Haileybury, Harry Jinks, just with his forwards away to his right, ready to start, but the ball just not behaving quite as he would wish. I think it's going to be taken. It might work out very well because Llandovery let it bounce and therefore play on. And this could work out very nicely for Haileybury. Well, so often you see that just go back and it's going to restart from halfway for Llandovery, but because they didn't play it, the ball was bounced kindly. And now Haileybury can go again, and they're so close now, 10 metres out. Jinks again, whose unorthodox kick started this off. Llandovery try to get back on it, they dive down on it 5 metres from their line. Gratefully so is Archie Hughes, the scrum half. And the Welsh College are going to run themselves out of trouble. A run from James Morton.
Over from the knock-on.
Hughes. That was Barnfield Lee.
Lost now, red, no hand.
And we saw words being exchanged in the huddle at half-time with Jed Evans. Maybe that's the tactic for Llandovery. Keep ball in hand a little more. They have, as I say, that kicked it away, and Haileybury will attack. Space found on the left wing. Jinks. And that's dropped to the floor by Joubert. He's been one of their most dangerous carries in the first half. Wihan Joubert has given possession on this occasion. Straight back to Llandovery. It flies past the blank-shirted number 3. Should be number 3 for Llandovery anyway. That is Dylan Smith. But sorry, Matt.
No, sorry. I just think Llandovery are just trying to throw some silly offloads now. I think they're just trying to push it a little bit too much. I'm not sure what happened on that kickoff. I've never really seen that before, so that's new to me, and I wouldn't have known how to ref that. But I'm pretty sure if the team receiving play the ball, then it's play on. But if it's not gone 10, I'm pretty sure that we can't then play on from it. The refs let it play on, so that's fair enough. But I'm fairly unsure.
I've seen it on a few occasions with schoolboy rugby. The ball bounces and then, not touched, and it's then gone 10, and there's no touching of it on the side receiving. You can then take it again if you are the kicking team. But it's not often. But good knowledge of the rules from Haileybury to take advantage of it.
Knock on white, scrum red.
I'll have a scrum.
Yeah, knock on here, yeah.
Over on the far side, the Allianz Park pitch, the venue here for this Anglo-Welsh encounter. It was this first half that took a little bit of time to get going from a Haileybury perspective. Llandovery were out of the blocks very quickly.
Time off, guys, contact list.
Haileybury played their way into the match and sort of matching the expectations of
time back on, guys.
backs coach Ben Sadler before the game. With his ability to read the future, perhaps, said that it would be a bit of territory to be played by Haileybury to begin with, but then hopefully play would start to move on. And it did, but another time for concentration at the start of the second half. And that ball is bouncing around. Llandovery make the most of it. Worked out off 1-2 on the wing. Taken in by Ollie Fish. Hughes has big runners taking short balls off him. Smithfield tries to get it onto his back row colleague. But knock on, and it will be a scrum to Haileybury. Well, charge down, and the ball bouncing around just leads to chaos in the ranks.
Yeah, charge down, no offside, so it goes either way really. So I think there again, Llandovery just trying to force that extra offload, and unfortunately got the knock on. So I think we just need to get set, get our exits sorted, and just get out of our half. We're just again now losing the possession. at the moment, so we just need to kind of regather and get back in the game.
Set! Hold!
50 metres from Haileybury's line.
No, I'll watch. Just both this side down, that's all.
Two schools who are playing out this encounter with storied histories in rugby. Llandovery College was opened all the way back in 1848. And at the mid-19th century. Same as Haileybury, actually, a few years later, 1862. And the sporting alumni who have come through the corridors of both Llandovery College and Haileybury makes quite impressive reading. And Haileybury, the current crop, are going to have a penalty from the scrum. And it's one up for the pack. A big Haileybury pack that have been selected tonight over their Welsh opponents. And that is always nice, isn't it? Up front, scoring one over your opposite 8.
Yeah, it's those small victories as a pack you can take there. Just winning a penalty for the front row is a massive boost. So it'll be good for them, good for the morale of the team, and the backs can just pat the forwards on the back there and do what they can next phase.
Great. We've got number sorted, guys, yeah? Thank you. Thank you.
So with the throw for Haileybury, Ossibor. There was a couple of line-outs earlier that went awry, and that one has worked out for Haileybury. But they have been sorting out issues as they've arisen on the go, both Haileybury and Llandovery, showing good leadership and ability to assess a problem, make it better, without the help, rather, or the instruction of their coaches from the sidelines. So much of schoolboy rugby is about that, about building the player for the future. And both these two schools with links to elite level clubs. And for Llandovery, it's the Scarlets. For Haileybury, Saracens, as well as a number of others in the region, I imagine, Matt, but correct me if I'm wrong there. The pathway, though, is there for some of these players, as it was for yourself, an old Haileybury. Is that right?
Yes, yeah. I went to Haileybury from 2009 to 2011, and I was on the pathway with Saracens at the time, and it was great. The provision was brilliant. So, but here we go. Here's a challenge for Haileybury here.
Challenge well dealt with, although potentially a high tackle advantage being played to Llandovery. Lovely break from Archie Hughes, and the speculator offload goes to hand, and Coop Franklin carries it on. The number 6, plenty of options either side of the scrum. That's more battering down of the door by Llandovery's back row, Toby Barnfield-Lee.
Time off. Time off.
Shrill blast on the whistle
Back, please.
by Kevin Charman. And if we pay attention here,
High
we
tackle
might be able to
by
work
Red,
out
10.
what the conversation
Yellow,
is
yes or no,
about
Matt?
between the two. But anything untoward spotted?
Bit of a mess. That breakdown, I mean, we were good to tie on some of their players. I'm not sure what they're talking about now. To be honest, I didn't see anything, but maybe they've seen something off the ball or something that we didn't see, or it could be an offence that we slowed the ball down from a try-scoring opportunity. So that is sometimes more of a serious sanction. So let's hope it's not Callum, because he's already had a yellow card.
Okay,
we'll see.
Just a penalty only. You've got to keep your tackles down.
The captain of Haileybury there, Callum McGurk.
High tackles. I think it's 2 or 3 now.
Number 8,
word with him?
made the headband. Actually a lower 6th former. Played for the first 15. 3 years young.
High tackle.
Last year. Something which Haileybury don't do that often, is select upper 5th formers to play for the first 15. But McGurk was an exception, and he's already being recognised and scurried along the Saracens pathway.
Substitutions coming on, okay?
So many good players emerged through the ranks at Saracens. It's a wonderful setup.
I'm constantly talking to him about it.
Training base at Old Albanians, not far from here.
What?
Wonderful grass pitches that they have down there. It's almost like playing on a a 3G pitch, a 4G pitch. So Llandovery and Archie Hughes with options and decisions to make. He has 4 backs to his left, the scrum half, 2 to his right. And with his number 8, he makes the decision. Ben Gregory, and off to Suleiman Hartzenberg, who's already shown what he can do in attack and defence in this match. 13-8, Llandovery College trail, Haileybury College. He's gathered him back. Oh, it's just agonising from a Llandovery perspective. It's very pleasing to see if you are of a Haileybury persuasion. And Matt Hankey, that was good defence.
Yeah, great defence again, great line speed. And as a team, from Llandovery's point of view, they're going to just get so frustrated from getting the ball back, knocking it on, and you just can't build that momentum that you need as a team. I think they're struggling to build up the phases, so they're struggling to put Haileybury under pressure in attack. So I think for us it's great, it's an energy giver, just as we're sucking their energy out of them. So it's good for us.
Set! Hold!
Ball is worked backwards. Going to find their number 10. It's going to bounce around dangerously, but penalty coming to Haileybury. And time off for substitution. I think walking off over the other side of our monitors. Haileybury just looking to change things around slightly. It's time to practice the ball skills of Haileybury's backline. And the change made. Haileybury, time back on. A warm applause from the crowd, who have travelled well.
Defender.
It's a big old stadium, and of course, not full. And this stand that we're in, not full, but good numbers nonetheless.
All in, yeah? Red, your mark.
Yeah, it's great. It's great for Haileybury to put on a couple of coaches to come down. It's always good for the school to put some good support on. And it's nice for us as teachers to see what sort of pupils are coming through. You know, they come into your classrooms, and you want to know how well they're doing on the pitch as well.
Well, we won't ask you to give any academic secrets away, Matt, about Haileybury's pupils, but I do know that the school value very much the all-round education outside of the sports field, but using that as well as motivation off it. Lovely wrap-around pass this. Big carry again.
Not held.
Proving to be quite the handful, Suleiman Hartzenberg. Hughes. Llandovery College starting to run the motor a little bit more.
Lost now, Red.
Hughes, lovely pass that the scrum half has, and good feet shown by Will Roberts.
No, don't come
Hughes
in
again,
there.
a counter-rucking so strong from Haileybury. That's
Side.
almost yielding results, but coming in from the side, the decision from Kevin Sharman. So a penalty, 25, 26 metres out.
That's unfortunate. That was a good option from us to counteract that. I think it was on. It was definitely an opportunity. Just very unfortunate that we were deemed from the side there.
So another kick is going to be lined up by Ollie Rayner. He already has one from the first half. And this will be to reduce the deficit to 2 points. Scores as they are 13-8 to Haileybury College. This to go to 13-11. Not a difficult angle at all, but on Allianz Park pitch, under the lights, all variables which make this more complicated than it might seem. Ollie Rayner's just pushed it to the right. It was a good-looking kick, set off well, but not quite the direction required. So Haileybury survive. Their gap of 5 points still in place.
Boys, that's enough now.
I think just kick this long and just build some pressure.
And so the exact opposite happens, Matt. Happens to me a lot as well, that I can assure you. Ball back in the hands of Llandovery. Lovely line taken. Barnfield Lee storming through the open side. Tackled back well. Great scrambling from Haileybury. Chance here for the Welsh College. They have numbers away to the left. It's worked along the line and Llandovery go in to take this match back to even terms. Wonderful try. All coming from the break, and then the presence of mind to know the opportunity was then out wide. Llandovery College. That is a special, special score at Allianz Park.
Fantastic line there from, I think it was the number 7 from Llandovery. As I said, we didn't really need to kick a contestable kick for that drop kick. With 5 points up, kick it as far as you can into their half and just try and build pressure again. Just maybe slightly the wrong decision, put ourselves under pressure, and really good clinical play from Llandovery, and they're in the corner. So
the 3 tries we've seen tonight have all been excellent, all of a different ilk. But that ties the match up at 13 all.
Yeah, they've been great, and it's good to see. I just think from these from age group rugby at the moment, I think ball retention is huge, and if a team can hold on to the ball and build the phases and slowly sort of break down the opposing team, I think that's massively important. But I don't think we've seen it from either side just yet. There hasn't been much more than 4 or 5 phases, so I think I'd like to see that a little bit more if we can.
First thing for Haileybury is to run down this kick. There's plenty of willing chasers as Rayner lines it up. It's got the legs. It really has got the legs. That is an outstanding kick from the touchline by Ollie Rayner to take the lead. 15-13 now, Llandovery College with that 7-pointer. And he's just missed one from the other side from a very kickable position, but Rayner has saved all the dynamite in his boots for that kick.
Just hope we haven't lost a bit of momentum here. Hopefully we can get it back again. What we were talking about earlier is those leaders in the team now, so that's all we need. And that's a good outcome from us off the kickoff.
Lock on there, please. Scrum is
For Haileybury, Matt, it's so important to put moments like that behind you and just forget about it, I guess, and focus on the next set. And as you said, that was a good restart by Haileybury.
Yeah, definitely. Interesting kick. Didn't go high, didn't go long, which you usually see. Nice and low, bounce along the floor, and those ones are sometimes a lot harder to take when the ball's coming at you like that. So, not sure whether he meant to do it, but it worked out quite well.
Try scored, by the way, by Llandovery College, Lewis Rees. He's been threatening so often on his left wing, and that time he didn't have to create too much, so much as finish off the chances that have been created on the inside. He did that well. Llandovery now in defence, but getting to grips well.
Tackle now, release. Lost.
Centre pairing. It's not quite clicking, but a penalty to work off. Good recovery to make sure that ball didn't go forward.
Off feet.
Options here, Matt Hankin. What do you go for? 2 points behind.
I say go for goal. If we can, just keep the scoreboard ticking over, get a point ahead, just put the pressure back on Llandovery. I think that's a good decision from Haileybury there.
Carrick, you chase the kick.
Not supporting his own body weight, knees on the ground, yeah? Take this one, so,
Right, okay. I don't know what you've seen. He's seen nothing that side. He's seen nothing that side. But I'll get them both to watch. Yeah. Yeah. Thank you. No, you're on. You're going to see me dance.
So Jack Barnes lining up this kick. And we must apologise to Jack Barnes and Will Reed for getting a little bit of confusion between the two. But Jack Barnes now in the 14 jersey, trying to take the lead for Haileybury College. Just hit the post. Llandovery survived and they look to break away. So close to the lead again for Haileybury. Oh, this classic clash between the two teams. It is living up to the billing. It is tight.
In the tackle.
And it's as tight as the width of a post.
Red 3. Substitution, red 3. White sub it on. 2. Thanks, fella. Right.
The first blemish in the kicking copybook of Jack Barnes.
7.
Very fine strike indeed from distance. Llandovery do breathe again. But for how long? Good field position this. And, as we can see, steep attacking backline for Haileybury. First part required. The scrum has been very solid indeed. It is again. Jinx worked along the line. This time it's the route through the defenders which is taken. Now Alwyn, big looping pass out wide, gathered back in. Llandovery got hands to it. It's deemed a forward pass by the referee. But from this position, I think not necessarily something which Haileybury will feel too bad about. Another scrum, and the dominance there has been clear.
Yeah, this isn't a bad thing at all. Again, territory. We're in their half. We put them under pressure. Great defence on that right-hand side over there. I think you can see the aggression. You can see the hunt to try and get the ball back in defence. You're not defending generally because you enjoy it. You're defending to get the ball back. And I think that's what we're really doing quite well at the moment.
Back rowers like yourself, though, Matt, I'm sure do enjoy defending and hunting.
Stand up, guys. Stand up.
The Saracens makeup, isn't it?
I did enjoy defending, yes, at times.
It's just a party line you trot.
Sounded all right.
This side, bind up, you go straight, yeah? Thank you.
It is very impressive to see at this level as well. Most of these boys 16, 17 years old, of course.
Crouch! Bind! Set!
Llandovery with decisions to make themselves now. They have been interested in running the ball out of defence for most of the match. At least initially, that is what Suleiman Hartzenberg chooses. And Hughes backs him up. Plenty of runners away to his left. Endeavour the option for Llandovery College, and it has yielded them the comeback try in this second half.
Tackle, release, White!
Super score it was, scored by Lewis Rees.
No, don't come in, White! Lost!
Wide outside the ruck go Haileybury, trying to create distance between the guards. Now to the backs. Crossfield kick is the option. The chases are there. A little bit too far. Rayner, the man who puts Llandovery in the lead with that excellent conversion from the touchline.
Off feet.
Earns a penalty. They've gone a overall distance of 0 yards from that scrum a minute or so ago, Matt, but keeping the ball at this level, how valuable is that? Just starving your opponent of it, or actually, do you think field position is the better option?
I think at the moment for Llandovery, I don't know what their coaches have told them, but it seems like they do want to play from most positions on the pitch. But you can see that territory battle is in Haileybury's favour at the moment, and they're actually building quite a lot of pressure from that. So even if you don't have the ball but you kick it down into the 22, it's still forcing errors. And I think Llandovery just need to sort of realise the field position and where they are on the pitch, and maybe play according to that.
Good field position this
The line is yours.
Llandovery.
Half a step out.
Kieran Willits with the line out. Finds his man off the top. Good drills from the Welsh College. Little juggle at 10 and then another one at outside centre, but it's Hartzenberg again. He's a menace in the outside centre channel. Lovely skills from the Welsh College. And Barnes gets it back, and Haileybury look to counter. Hartzenberg puts his shoulder to the wheel in defence.
Stop in there, guys. For white knock on here.
Again, just throwing the ball away there, it wasn't really necessary. They've done so well to hold on to it, just forcing that extra pass, which is just taking the momentum out of them. You can just see there, great bit of skill, and just hold on to that and just take it in, I think, and just build the momentum, build the phases, and you can go from there.
It was delightful. I think it was Ollie Rayner who gave that flick pass, no look, off the floor.
We'll go. Make sure I'm looking
at Haileybury. Well, they're 40 metres or so.
Right. Mark is
quite
there. Hookers
from
to
their
the
line.
left. Yeah. Mark is there,
And
yeah.
with Llandovery's endeavour shown, just wonder how
In, please.
rigorous Haileybury will stick to their tactics, and whether
Eight white in, please.
they will choose to run it from here or choose to go downfield with a long kick.
Yeah, I think they might hit it up, maybe through Westy in the middle there, or just kick straight away. Here you go.
A penalty at the scrum. And the referee indicating, I think, for pulling down.
Knee on the ground.
Great result for Llandovery, because they have been going backwards at scrum time. But on that occasion, Kevin Sharman on their side, and well, it was an excellent kick last time from
outside knee,
actually a more difficult angle. This has extra legs on it though, but it's not deterring Ollie Rayner.
Tough kick this, be very impressive if he gets this, but he's kicked well so far, so I think Haileybury will be holding their breaths a bit here.
Yeah, to go 5 points ahead, that psychologically is quite a difference versus 2.
Yeah, it's tough. 5 points, you're almost starting to force a try. It's quite hard to run the clock down. You know, there's 17 minutes left, so there's a bit of time for the boys. So again, just keep level-headed, get up into their half, and hopefully we can play in those field positions.
So Ollie Rayner with 5 points to his name already in this match. Numerous flourishes as well around the field. Can he nail this kick? Again, sets off well. Good distance, but just sliding it to the right. No problem with the power that he packs in that right leg of his. It does pen Haileybury in a little.
Again, I hope we just kick this long, because that's where we went wrong last time. There we go.
Rayner is back now. He flies it away. Hartzenberg changes track. Good tackle. Great chase, in fact, by Haileybury. Had to keep their line so that Hartzenberg had to go round them, and then the Jacklers get in on it.
Let it go, let it go! No.
Well, that is Saracens all over.
Brilliant pressure. Again, kick long, good kick chase, good tackle, straight over the ball. It's brilliant.
Let's get another look at it here. Hartzenberg, who took it in for Llandovery, and there were mitts on it from at least 2 Haileybury players. We're going to see some return fire from Jack Barnes in the kicking stakes.
All the way this time.
This is from about 42
No
metres or so.
Yeah, you're the mark.
Tough kick at any level of rugby. But it is to take the lead.
I think we might have taken this decision just because our line out isn't functioning so well as well. It is a tough kick, and we're only 2 points behind, and there's plenty of time. So maybe that might be the the reason behind this decision. But fingers crossed.
Barnes hammers it, and he hammers it all the way through. And it could have gone another 10 metres. What a kick! Haileybury take the lead again.
What a great kick. He's a footballer as well. I've seen him on the football pitch after Christmas, so he's got a good boot on him. So then the team had good faith that he definitely would have had the legs in that, so that's great.
There is no wind to speak of here, so they didn't have a tailwind helping it along. It's just all out of the right peg. Great technique.
5 guys.
16-15 to Haileybury. They are back in charge. But Llandovery kick deep and look to chase hard.
Release that white! Release! Lost!
That's a decent kick out of danger.
Well, stop, guys. Injury, guys.
Squeeze on at
guys.
line-out time, I am sure.
Time is off. Yeah.
You can see just in the background there, Nathan Thomas, Llandovery's coach. Actually says that he was on the scene crossing over with Michael Owen, his counterpart in the coaching stakes between the two schools. Nathan Thomas, the coach of Llandovery, and Michael Owen, the coach of Haileybury.
And you're saying there,
what sort of ethos in terms of play does Michael Owen set at Haileybury, Matt?
He likes having quite an expansive play. He likes the boys just to express themselves and play what they see in front of them. Interesting coming from the forward. I think he fancied himself as a back anyway, so I think that's where the expansive play comes from. But again, he's got a wealth of knowledge, he's got so much experience, so there's so much to learn, even myself, from a coaching point of view as well.
Red,
can learn from
your
him
mark, red.
and take
Your mark is there. White,
a lot
your mark
from
is
this.
there.
He did used to throw outrageous miss passes in a Dragon shirt, in a Welsh shirt, in a Lion shirt.
Knock on by red in the line.
He could play, couldn't he, Michael Owen? That's for sure.
There, fella. Right.
But it is a little bit more of the tight stuff, which Haileybury need here.
It looks awful, yeah.
Have been very strong through the scrum.
Crouch.
Question for Llandovery is, can they get the ball back cleanly and set their lively backs off again? Everyone loaded away to the right if they can. It's a good scrum indeed. Lining up around, and then Hartzenberg is the option. Well watched in midfield by Haileybury. New man on at scrum half is Jacob Evans.
Release red! Release red! Release!
Changing of the direction. Oh, no, they don't. Dylan Thomas picks and goes blind. Head down from Llandovery, sticking to close to the ruck. Evans is clattered into. Scrum half being welcomed to the match here at Allianz Park by Haileybury. Tackling from Callum McGurk. Lifted around the back and now put on the toe. This is how the first try came. A good kick it was, and that's bouncing menacingly. But in the end, bouncing out. Tariq Wild was looking over his shoulder, pleading for that ball to not land in the arms of a white jersey.
It's tough on this pitch as well because the bounce is so unpredictable with a sort of spongy pitch as well. You just can't predict where the ball's going. So those sort of kicks are so hard to defend, especially if they find grass. So that's fortunate that it went out for Tariq.
All in, yeah. All in, white, yeah. Your mark is there, gentlemen. Wait for me, please, fella.
Pressure on this line
your
out.
mark is there. Time is back on.
Manuel Arroya.
Move! Stay there!
That's excellently handled. And now the maul sets up as well. Crucial extra yards found.
Come out now.
Back in the pocket, 5 in the chase from Llandovery, and that's allowed the ball to stay in. Well, bumping into each other, but no real disruption. So play on.
White ball, release it, white ball!
Big rocking coming through from Joubert. A penalty given away for coming in at the side. And Matt Hankin, you're shaking your head.
Injury to the leg.
It's a shame because we're putting a lot of good pressure on Llandovery, and we're just making silly mistakes like that. It's right in front of the ref. It's quite unnecessary. We're putting them under plenty of pressure. It was slow ball for them. Our defensive line was set to come off in the next phase. And we just come in from the side. Just slightly frustrating.
Callum, we're going post when we start. We're going post when we start.
So it is a brief time off as Michael Owen, his ears must have been burning, enters the fray just to check that his
You've got 2.5 minutes when I start to watch, then the kicker has a minute, so it's like a minute and a half, yeah? You've got 2.5 minutes when I start the game again, yeah?
And with the time remaining, Matt, the temptation is to see Llandovery going for the posts. 2 scenarios. If it goes over, what's the play for Haileybury afterwards? And if it doesn't go over, do they need the ball back, or should they just try and get field position and kick it as deep as they can?
Yeah, 12 minutes, still a bit of time. I think it's just that issue, like you say, psychologically, when you're behind, you just start making decisions that you wouldn't usually do. So I think if it goes over, we just maybe kick long, put them under pressure, and get the ball back that way from the restart again. If it doesn't go over, then we sort of recycle and try and just get field position here. Look.
All the way through it rolls, not truly challenging the posts, but it does pen Haileybury in. I wonder whether that was part of the decision to go for goal. So 12 minutes remaining here at Allianz Park between these two teams. 2 tries to 1 it is. Llandovery's scores exceptional in their creation and matched in brilliance by the try of Haileybury College as well. But we are tied up just by a point.
Tackle, release, red!
Well, apologies, we're adding extra time on ourselves here, Matt. Of course, 70 minutes a half, so 70 minutes a match. So little time remaining for Haileybury to see out and for Llandovery to make that move, which will get them the match. Looking to play as they have done all game from deep and finding holes as they have done when they've played like this. Jacob Evans, scrum half replacement. Now Charles Hanford in the yellow scrum hat. Joubert is trying to get all over the ball on the floor. A little bit isolated potentially, Llandovery, but well laid back, and now Smith goes on.
Ball's available.
Break over halfway. Alex Carson, I think it was, one of the substitutes for Llandovery, trying to change the tempo and pace of these closing exchanges. Evans goes quickly.
It's important now that Haileybury keep their composure. Just seen a couple of lads just rushing out the line there that we don't need to do. Just come up and drift out if they've got numbers up. If you rush out of the line like that, you have to take your man because it just causes a few gaps in the line. So we just need to make sure we're just playing to our structure, keep to what we usually do, and not make these small, silly decisions now.
Haileybury, of course, seeking to go 4 from 4 this season if they win this. They've got some big games coming up as well against local opposition who they would like to beat, to say the least. Schools such as St Albans and Berkhamsted coming up in the fixture list. They've already beaten Felsted, so this would be a nice springboard into those crunch games in the calendar.
Ben, when we go, how many?
So, as we understand things with the referee's clock, time almost up. This could be the last play for Llandovery, but it's a good position to be in. It's at least field position-wise, of course, on the scoreboard. You'd much rather be Haileybury at this point. But given the way that Llandovery have constructed attacks, they've come from a lot deeper than this position. So if they can win the line out cleanly, we could be in for a nervy ending here at Allianz Park.
Yeah, definitely. Good field position for Llandovery, but I think their line-out hasn't really been functioning too well. So I think if we can put them under a bit of pressure, we might just be able to win this line-out and get rid of the ball straight away.
Yeah, I'm waiting, boys. I'm waiting, yeah?
Yeah, and that would be it. That would be the victory. The 1 point difference between the two. Both sets of players just readying themselves for the final play. A few injuries going about as well, and for Llandovery, Toby Barnfield-Lee, who has played superbly across tonight, the open side flanker, he's being helped off. And applause from both sets of players for the performance of Barnfield-Lee. Helped set up that second try with a burst into the 22. So just as he goes off, Llandovery will have to find other means to gain their ball back at the line-out.
Let's get that front pod up.
Front pod does disrupt, but it comes back on Llandovery's side. They go to the blind side. Numbers are good. Haileybury's defence is solid. Was Christian Cavalli-Warby with the tackle again. He has put himself about a bit, that's for certain. Evans. Lots of numbers here and a bit of creativity in midfield. A bit of bash as well being provided by Hartzenberg. And there we go. Penalty to Haileybury. And the victory to follow.
Brilliant turnover there from McKirk. You know, just slowing their ball down, getting over the ball and won the penalty. That's fantastic. That's good back row play from him. And that's what he's in the team for, so that's brilliant.
Now the captain coming up with the moment at the end, and this to crown the victory at Allianz Park for Haileybury. They go 4 from 4 this season, but this under the lights here at Allianz Park against Welsh opposition in Llandovery College, the biggest of the lot. They have won the Classic Clash by a slender margin, 16-15. Well, the spoils go to the Hertfordshire school, and Matt Hankin, a great result for your school.
Fantastic result, and you can just see the passion out there with the boys as well. Essentially, it's just it was a friendly with the team. Or I mean, it's never really a friendly with a Welsh team, but it's good to see the passion. It wasn't a game that sort of was leading anywhere, but it's just going to build momentum for Haileybury in their season. And as a confidence, from a confidence point of view, it's great, and it's great to see as a coach.
Well, 2 tries to 1 in favour of Llandovery College. 3 excellent tries overall. The quality clear to see, and a great night for both sets of players. And it is only a Wednesday, so I'm not sure the celebrations will be able to go on that long, but for the next couple of weeks, I'm sure there'll be stories to be told about tonight.
Well, they've got a long weekend this weekend. They've got their X-Out weekend coming up, so a day and a half to just harbour the enjoyment of the win, and then maybe they'll take that into the weekend. So good for them. They deserved it. Good defensive set, and put Llandovery under pressure, and that's the result that they deserve to see.
So 16-15 at the full-time score from Allianz Park, and Matt Hankin, it's been delightful to have your company. Thank you very much for joining us. We'll definitely be having you back if that's all right the next time we're here.
Thanks for having me. As long as I get my half-time pasties, that's fine.
Yes, yeah, provided, of course, Matt. That's your rider, that's fine. So all that remains is for us to say thanks very much for joining us here from Allianz Park. It's been a thoroughly good evening's rugby of schoolboy competition. Thanks very much for joining us, and have a very good evening.
Shot away, and it's another super goal.
Welcome back, everybody, pitchside. England have won this one 22 points to 6. There's a little bit of an arm wrestle at the start, but England ran away with it in the end.
Champions, the London Monarchs. Winners of 2018.
Go on, boys, let's give it up. Go on, lads. Welcome to the glorious sunshine of the LDN Sevens, where we have got wall-to-wall rugby and one hell of a party coming at you all weekend.
The whole vibe here has changed from last year. It's got more of a massive festival theme now as well. Bigger, better, and rugby's really good as well.
So burgers, beers, good vibes, plenty of top rugby, so get yourself down here to the LDN Sevens 2019.
I tell you what, drinking pints and winning a tournament, what more could you want? Like pints, rugby winning, and just taking the people to the cleaners. I love it.